June 26th, I'm going to give an overview of the garden, show where we are at this time of the year. Shelly, follow me. As you can see, since we relocated the groundhog, now we finally have the petunias coming in. By the way, these are all volunteers. Come on in. Hey, today we're even going to pick some garlic. I'm going to show you how that's done. Quick look at the herb bed. You see this thing has really taken off. And check out this idea Shelly came up with. Saw something online, and we put this in. This is going to separate the potatoes from the herbs, because the potatoes were kind of getting a little unruly as they're coming over. The potatoes, though, they'll be coming out in about 3 weeks. But you can see the herbs, and she's kind of manicured those this morning. So they're looking real good. These are those blue and white potatoes we were talking about last week. And they're doing fantastic. I won't pull any more up today. You can see I pulled out all the red potatoes, and I'm going to put a little bit of mulch or grass clippings over this, get some nitrogen back in the soil for next year. You see another window. I'm going to be using that between the carrots and the beans, and I'll show you that a little bit later. The blueberries are done for the year, but they're doing fantastic. And coming over here, I'm going to show you the pumpkin patch. I know this looks a little outrageous, and pumpkin patches get that way. So I'm going to step in here and got a little surprise for everybody here. Anybody who wants one of these, let me know. But happen to have, oh my gosh, holy mackerel. This is a basketball-sized cabbage, and the rest of this cabbage will be coming out today. We're going to make some sauerkraut, but you can see the pumpkins are just doing outrageous, and the zucchini's all in as well. So we've been eating zucchini, and check this thing out. This thing must weigh 10 pounds. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to take a look at the leeks. Set that down here. Onions, doing great. 3 different varieties of those. The leeks, check this one out. These are just amazing, amazing leeks. That one's going to be delicious. It's probably going to be 2 inches in diameter by the time we're done. We've got 13 different varieties of tomatoes here. They've all been doing great. You can see I'm doing things a little bit differently. I'm caging them down here, and then the rest of them I'm pruning to one main stem. Actually, I have to tie one of them up right here. Actually, I've already pre-cut a piece of Velcro tape, and I'm going to prune this, or gonna tie that one up. You can see you have to. Oh, here's a sucker. I'll show you how to take out a sucker. Usually use clippers. We'll use a knife on this one. Same thing. Take that sucker right out of there. Throw that away. You could replant that. It will root. Here's an example of a determinate tomato. This happens to be a Roma. You see how bushy it is. It's not as high. This will only get about maybe another foot higher, a lot bushier. It's a determinate. It's only going to grow that high. It's going to fruit all around the same time. And then the rest of these are mostly indeterminate. They'll keep growing like this one. Happens to be a type of a cherry. That'll grow 20 feet long if I let it. But you can see it's covered with tomatoes. Corn is doing fantastic. Peppers are doing great. And then eggplant, I've got eggplant coming on now. They're slow. They'll pick up as the summer goes on, but I've got some flowers, so I've got some little eggplant coming along. It's been a tough year for the eggplant. Now, this is what I'm wanting to show you. It's time to harvest garlic. You can see the garlic is getting all yellow and starting to die off. That's because they're ready. So if I pull this out carefully so as not to let it break off, and you can see a beautiful head of garlic. This stuff is so delicious. Now what I'll do is I'll let this sit out in the sun for a day or two, take it inside, let it continue to cure. Of course, I'll start cooking with it right away, but if I want to keep it, and by the way, I do, in October, whatever's left over goes back in the ground for garlic next year. So the garlic is done. And then I'll just plant some rye seed here. And then got our beans. Should be getting beans in probably 2 weeks. Row of carrots. I put in those in late, but they'll be just fine. And then of course the corn is Corn is 5 feet high now, and it is going to be great. Now, somebody was asking, how does corn pollinate? Well, these are the tassels. These tassels look like little pieces of grain. Those contain pollen. When those will rise up, open up, and then they will hit the mini ears of corn. You see the little ears of corn starting to come on. Those ears of corn, the silk on those will catch the pollen, and hence you've got corn. So that really does it for the garden for the 26th of June. We'll probably do one more of these in July. Then the garden starts to die out, and we'll be ready for next year.